You've probably spent a lot of time talking to your cat, calling its name, asking questions, even changing your tone like it's going to magically respond in human language. But what if I told you your cat has been communicating with you all along, just not in the way you're expecting, and you've been missing most of it? Right now, think about this. Every slow blink, every pause before walking into a room, every moment it sits near you but not quite touching you, none of it is random. And the strange part is, your cat is actually very consistent. It repeats the same signals over and over again until you eventually understand them. Or you never do. Most people assume cats are mysterious or unpredictable. That's wrong. Cats are actually extremely deliberate. They just use a language built on silence, movement, distance, and timing. And once you start noticing it, you realize something slightly uncomfortable. Your cat has been reacting to you far more than you've been reacting to it. For example, when your cat looks at you and slowly closes its eyes, that's not sleepiness, that's trust. In the feline world, closing the eyes is vulnerability. Predators don't do that unless they feel safe. So when your cat does it in your direction, it's not just a cute moment. It's basically saying, I don't see you as a threat. And yet, most owners just smile and move on without understanding the weight of that gesture. Then there's the opposite behavior, the stare without blinking. That's not affection, that's assessment. Your cat is reading you, your posture, your energy, your emotional state. Cats are experts at micro-reading humans. Studies in animal behavior show that domestic cats can detect subtle changes in human voice tone and body tension faster than many trained animals. So when your cat locks onto you silently, it's not zoning out, it's analyzing. And here's where it gets interesting. If your cat stares at you and then slowly looks away, that's actually a form of communication that says, I've processed you and I'm comfortable enough to disengage. In feline language, disengagement is peace, not rejection. But not all communication is so calm. There's a reason your cat sometimes positions itself in doorways or narrow spaces. It's not just being annoying or dramatic. Those positions are strategic observation points. Cats naturally choose areas where they can monitor movement without being directly exposed. When your cat sits between rooms, it is silently tracking the flow of your environment. And yes, that includes you. Now think about those moments when your cat follows you from room to room, but never actually demands attention. It doesn't meow, it doesn't rub aggressively, it just stays nearby. That is not boredom, that is social anchoring. In simple terms, your cat is keeping you within its safe zone. You are part of its environment mapping. And yet, many owners misread this completely. They think the cat is clingy or random. It's not. It's intentional proximity control. Now, let's go deeper into something most people completely misunderstand: silence. When your cat sits in the same room as you and does nothing, that is not inactivity, it is observation. In feline communication, stillness is not absence of behavior, it is the behavior. Your cat is constantly reading the rhythm of your life, how you move your hands, how often you shift your weight, how long you pause between actions. There's a reason your cat often appears when you are emotionally low. It doesn't understand sadness in a human sense, but it detects behavioral deviation. You slow down, you move differently, your voice changes, and your cat responds by adjusting its proximity. Sometimes it sits closer, sometimes it keeps distance but stays present. That choice is not random, it's calibration. And now something even more subtle. Have you ever noticed your cat leaving a room right after you enter it? Most people interpret that as rejection. It isn't. Cats constantly manage stimulation levels. If they've already gathered enough information from a space, your arrival simply changes the energy pattern and they move on. It's efficiency, not emotion. But here's the part that really changes everything. When your cat comes back into a room it previously left, it is not forgetting anything. It is rechecking. Think of it like a silent security system doing another scan. The environment includes you, and you are part of the data. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful silent signals, your cat's tail movement. A slow, controlled tail movement while your cat is looking at you is not agitation, it is controlled communication. It's like punctuation in speech. A slight flick can mean, I see you, while a slow wave can mean, I am processing. Rapid movement, however, is overload. That's when the communication stops and reaction begins. And yet, most owners only notice tails when they're extreme. They miss the language in between. Another overlooked behavior is how your cat chooses where to sleep. It is not just about comfort alone, it is about information density. Cats sleep where they feel most in control of their surroundings. If your cat sleeps near your feet, it is not just comfort seeking, it is placing itself at a point where it can detect movement immediately. If your cat sleeps on your chest, that is even more significant. That means it has accepted your breathing rhythm as part of its environment. Breathing is important here. Cats are extremely sensitive to rhythm. Your breathing pattern becomes a background signal they integrate into their sense of safety. Now, here's something most people never think about. When your cat suddenly stops mid-action and freezes, it is not distraction, it is recalibration. Something in the environment shifted slightly, maybe a sound too distant for you to notice, maybe a vibration, maybe even your posture. In that moment, your cat is re-evaluating whether everything is still stable. This is where people often say cats are paranoid. That's incorrect. They are optimized for survival-level awareness. You are simply not noticing what they are noticing. And the communication becomes even clearer when you realize that your cat does not try to talk all the time. It communicates in short bursts, then observes the result. If you respond consistently, it repeats. If you ignore it, it adapts or stops. That means your relationship with your cat is not a one-sided confusion, it is a feedback loop. Every time your cat meows at a specific moment and you respond, you are training a shared language. But the real communication is happening in silence, not sound. Even the way your cat turns its back to you is misunderstood. In human terms, that feels like dismissal. In feline terms, it is trust. Turning away means I don't need to monitor you constantly right now. That is actually one of the highest forms of comfort a cat can show. And when you start combining all these signals, the blinking, the positioning, the silence, the tail movement, the sleeping choices, you begin to see something very different from the mysterious cat personality people talk about. You see structure, you see consistency, you see a silent language built on observation rather than sound. And here is the part that usually hits people the hardest. Your cat has likely been trying to communicate with you far more than you ever realized, but the issue was never the cat being unclear. It was the human expecting verbal language in a creature that evolved to prioritize survival communication over speech. Once you understand this, your cat doesn't become less mysterious, it becomes more intentional. Every movement carries weight, every pause has meaning, every distance is a decision. And maybe the most important realization of all is this: your cat is not living in your world trying to understand you. It is building a shared version of reality with you, quietly, continuously, through signals you only start noticing when you finally slow down enough to see them.